This program is sponsored by Ideaz, Greko Printing and Imaging, Comix Wellspring, Grand River Ballroom, and Shorty Bell's Pizza.
Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Comix Sci-Fi. With the New Year upon us, we decided to dress up for you a bit today. You guys look great, by the way.
Oh, you look great.
You look
great.
Oh, you look great.
Thank
you. Anyway, with so few episodes left this season, we're going to combine two conventions today. We're going to start with the Grand Rapids Comic Con.
That's right. And up first is my favorite segment, cosplay.
This is Richie Rollins from Comix Sci-fi, and I'm standing with
Star.
Star. How are you doing today, Star?
I'm doing well, but it's very warm.
It's very warm. All right. And how long have you been cosplaying?
A little under 2 years.
So you're it's the baby in the woods right now.
Yes.
And why'd you choose this outfit?
Ahsoka's one of my favorite characters. So she's the first person I really tried to cosplay 2 years ago. This is my second outfit that I've made of hers. I really love her, so.
Are you as good at the swords as she is?
Definitely not. No. She's clearly one of the best, so couldn't say I was that good. No way.
Have you done any other outfits?
I have 2 Ahsoka outfits. I do Padme from Star Wars. I also do Crosshair from The Bad Batch. Lots of Star Wars costumes. I do a Mandalorian.
In this outfit here, how much did you put into it?
I altered the dress from a thrift store. The rest of it I sewed and I made. These are made out of latex, and they were on a clay mold. So everything else is pretty much made by me.
How long does it take you to put the makeup on?
About 2.5 hours in the morning. Yeah, it's a lot. So.
Right. Do you like coming to these cons?
I do. I love these cons. I especially love Grand Rapids Con, and it's like my home con. So it's my favorite.
So do you have a cosplay down the road that you're thinking about in the next one?
My next cosplay is I'm building commando armor from Star Wars. I'm building a Republic Commando. His name's Sev. He's from Republic Commando, the video game, 2005. So, yep.
All right. I'm glad I'm on her side. This is Richie Rollins from Comix Sci-fi. Keep on watching.
Thanks, Richie. Hey, handsome. Did you know that the Grand Rapids Con is the largest con on the west side of the state?
I did, beautiful. And also, they have 2 shows a year, a big one in the fall and a smaller one in the spring. So what's up next, gorgeous?
Thanks, Sed. Up next, we have an interview with actress Terry Farrell.
Nanu. Shazlat.
Hey, it's the Bradcast, and I'm here with Terry Farrell. Terry, how are you?
I'm really good. Thank you very much.
How do you like Comic-Cons? It's a thing.
It is a thing, and I think because of COVID, Netflix, and now, of course, we're on Paramount Plus, but I think our show is easier for people to track when you can binge watch, right? Because it's a lot of information, 1 hour of Deep Space Nine, and to not see it for a week, and then in the day when it was on. And then if you missed a couple of weeks, then you're kind of lost and like, wow, what's going on? So I think it's easier for people to track now. And I think our writers, Ron Moore and Renee Echevarria and Ira Bear, they wrote so well character arcs and storylines and putting it out there, dealing with stuff that was super relevant. And it's crazy that it's still relevant today. So not unlike the original series, only a better set dressing, the technology was more on top of it. Still stands, it still holds up, right? Yeah.
Tell me about using a bat lath.
Okay, what was great about that for me is all fight scenes are like dancing, right? And I'm not a dancer by any kind of training, but I was very athletic. Dennis Madelone did a great job, he and his team, of really just walking the steps super clearly, and we would rehearse it until we got it, and we did it really fast. I mean, it's kind of amazing how quickly that time period between us rehearsing and shooting it, but you do it in segments. Honestly, for me, if I could have been Laura Croft, female Indiana Jones. I always thought it'd be cool to be in the Peace Corps, to be an archaeologist, and to be a National Geographic photographer. So me, Terry, doing that stuff, that was me. For me, doing the bat lift, the adventure stuff, that feels like me. I left home at 17 in search of adventure. I took myself to Africa on safari for my 36th birthday.
Thanks, Brad. What's up next, Jill?
Well, I heard our pretty boy had a moment at the Grand Rapids Con.
As a matter of fact, Princess, I did have one of the greatest moments of my life at the con. I got to interview Ben Furuya, who was the first actor to wear the Ultraman suit on the classic Japanese TV show from the 1960s, Ultraman. And, well, take a look. Hey, this is Nick. I am at the Grand Rapids Comic-Con standing next to a Japanese legend, Mr. Ben Furuya, who's most famous for portraying Ultraman himself on the classic Japanese science fiction series Ultraman. Thank you for talking to us, sir. I wanted to ask, tell us about how you got started in show business.
どうやって俳優になったんですか？俳優はもう小さい頃からアメリカの俳優さんを見て
When he was young, he was watching U.S. movies and U.S. actors. And
James Dean.
James Dean, okay. And for those of you who don't know, the great Japanese special effects master Eiji Tsuburaya produced Ultraman, and he also did the special effects for the Godzilla films of the 60s and many others. How did you come to know Eiji Tsuburaya?
円谷さんどうやって知ったんですか？
それは東宝の映画の撮影所の中で、一緒に仕事しました。
どうやって知り合ったんですか？
知り合ったのは映画の向こうは円谷英二さんは監督、こっちは俳優。
Well, he was a director, and then the Tsuburaya was director, and he's an actor, and then at the studio they just let's do the movie. That's how he started.
Okay, so I've read that you were chosen to play Ultraman because of your slender build. Is that true?
プレイさんの体型がすごくいいのでウルトラマンに選ばれたっていうのは本当ですか？
本当です。
That's true.
Okay. When you first saw Ultraman on television, how did it make you feel?
初めてウルトラマンをテレビで見たときどういうふうに感じましたか？
感動しました。かっこいい。
I was moved. I was like shaking. It's so cool.
Did you imagine that you would still be talking about Ultraman 60 years later?
60年後もウルトラマンのことをずっと引き続き仕事ができてるっていう想像できてましたか？
できてます。
昔ウルトラマンやってた時から
それはない。
he didn't think he didn't know
すぐなくなっちゃうと思って。
he thought Ultraman people forget Ultraman quickly, but actually, yeah.
Okay. And so, what is Ultraman to the Japanese culture, pop culture?
日本のポップカルチャー、ポップな文化にとってウルトラマンっていうのはどんな存在だと思います？
素晴らしい総合芸術の特撮ですね。
It's like a great art 特撮、特撮 in Japan. It's like one of the greatest art in Japan.
Okay. Mr. Furuya, it's been my pleasure, and thank you for talking to us. Ben Furuya.
I think it's a geek overload. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Ben Furuya.
If you're looking for a fun place with great food, lots of arcade games, and a huge beer selection, then look no further than the Grand River Ballroom. It's in the basement of Shorty Bell's and the Detroit Beer Exchange. Oh yeah, this is where all the superheroes and villains come to hang out. Hi, heroines. Can I play next?
Back away.
Okay. Pick up for Richie. All right.
Wow.
These smell good.
Guess she was hungrier than me. Hey, ladies, you got room for one more?
No. Get out of here. Scat.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
Hey, buddy.
Got your usual.
Thanks. Put it on his tab.
Here's your piece of pal. And a cold beer.
Now that's what I'm talking about. So come on down to the Grand River Ballroom, where excitement awaits.
Welcome back to Comic Experience Sci-Fi, everybody. What's up next, my lovelies?
What's going on with this guy? You're being extra nice today.
Well, let's just say I'm working on a new New Year's resolution.
Resolution, or is it the dresses?
It's time for our anime segment.
Hey, it's the Bradcast, and I am here at the Grand Rapids Comic-Con with Ian James Corlett. How did you get into voice work?
Well, it started very young, actually. I was really into puppetry, and I was a ventriloquist. This is up in Vancouver, in Canada, and I was doing lots of commercials, and then this animation work started coming into town, mid-'80s, early mid-'80s, and the rest is history.
How's it like being a Lego character?
Oh, it's great. Ninjago is one of those series that just goes and goes and goes. And I'm really fortunate because the main characters for Ninjago, the ninjas, I'm not one of them. I'm like I've been in every season as either a villain or a hapless hero. Like the most recent season I did I was Clutch Powers. So I've been all sorts of things all over Ninjago, but never like a regular ninja. But Lego's great, love it.
How do you do the Professor and Goku? You don't do them on the same at the same time?
Yeah. Because the lines are all separate. For shows that are dubbed, like Dragon Ball. When I was doing it, I only did the first, I don't even know how many episodes I did, but I was the original voice of Goku and the original voice of Master Roshi. And you do them line by line. So I'm kind of pretty good about going back and forth from one voice to another. So I'll go from Master Roshi to, yo, my name is Goku. It's just...
Video game characters, how does that work?
Oh, well, talk about working on your own. Video games are so, they're computers, right? So you got to do line, every version of that same line because it gets called by the computer program. Video games have become quite important in my career. The most recent one that I can tell you about, there's a bunch of stuff coming, but I'm under strict.
Nope, I don't want you to have to tell me and have to kill me. Just allude to it.
Well, there's a bunch of stuff I've done for Blizzard that is
my favorite.
Yeah, coming out. But the most recent one that I can talk about it's for Destiny 2, and I was Finch, the little hive ghost that tells you, hey, psst, you might want to see this over here.
What are you doing that you want everybody to know about?
I'm doing a podcast.
What are you talking about?
Well, as it turns out, we're talking a lot about voiceover and cartoons and games and the business. And it's me and my good friend Trevor Duvall. And we talk about all the things we know about, which is everything. It's called the Reactors Podcast.
You're automatically my best friend because you make video games, right?
I've made one video game pretty much. It's a shoot 'em up, a shmup for the NES. I spent about 6 months in development on it, 6+ months, and then like another 6 months doing the packaging.
Okay.
I've been doing web application software development for over 20 years, so the software part came much more natural to me, even though it was a new language.
So how much time a day did you set aside to do this?
It was full time.
I know this is for the original Nintendo, but what is that your favorite game system then? Is that why you wanted to make it for that?
Pretty much. There's two things. It's definitely my favorite system. It's the one I play the most to this day. And also there is a sizable homebrew market.
Yeah.
On that console, it's probably probably the best market for aftermarket games. So
True.
it just made a lot of sense to just go all in on it.
There you go. Well, how much are you selling them for?
60.
Yeah, I believe that. I mean, it's like your heart and soul for it into
Yeah, it's if you think about inflation, like the game sold for 35 to 55 in the 80s, and that's about $100, $120 now. So
yeah, it's so worth it to still have that nostalgic feeling.
the retro gaming market is just
It's never
what
gonna
it's done in
stop.
the past 10, 15 years. It's just like,
Oh,
what? I
hope it
remember
never goes away.
going to Funko Land and you walk away with a stack of games for $10 or whatever.
Yeah, see, that would be nice. That would be nice. Are you planning on making any other games?
So right now, for this year, I got hired to port another Kickstarter game that they're doing a Nintendo style. It's called Orange Island. They did their Kickstarter in 2019, and they're finally starting to wrap on the modern platform version, and I'm doing the reverse engineering of that to put it on the NES. So it's a pretty big game. It's a lot bigger than this. This is actually only 24 kilobytes, which was the smallest size they ever released Nintendo games at. It's smaller than Super Mario Brothers.
Where should I go to buy it?
So if you want to buy it direct from me, it's going to be available on my web store at lowblast.com.
Low Blast.
Well, Samantha, that looked like a fun game. Lots of old school thrills.
You know all about that old school part, don't you?
What's wrong with old school, whippersnapper?
It's okay, Grace.
Nick, New Year's resolution. On that note, let's get back to the Grand Rapids Comic-Con.
Hey, it's the Bradcast, and I am here with Kaylin Smith. Hi, Kaylin.
Hi, I like that. Kaylin Smith. I like that. I like that a lot.
I'm helping.
I like it.
So you are an artist extraordinaire.
I am.
How long have you been doing this?
So I found out I celebrated my 10-year anniversary in COVID times. So I've been at it for 12 years, going on 13. So
I like the portraits.
thank you.
Very 19th century. I really like the black and white.
Thank you.
And putting animals in clothes. How did that come about?
Well, I just thought they were really, naked. So they needed something. No, so actually this is all with my new series, The House of Lothar, and it's a rehabilitation center for cryptids. So you have the Jersey Devil, Mothman, Werewolf, Chupacabra, and Bigfoot. So they're all like these monsters underneath one roof.
Okay.
And yeah, they're there for various reasons. Like Bigfoot has small feet, and so he needs help with that. So yeah, so that's my current series right now. Yeah.
Okay. You have a lot of books. Are you working on one specific, or did one just come out?
Yeah, so the current project is this guy, but the first project, so my pride and joy is Plume. It's a Western with a magical element. The main character, she's on this hunt to get all these magical artifacts back that were stolen from her, and she's got a reluctant guardian angel along for the ride. So this guy is there to protect her through the way. So that was my first series. My second series is For Goodness Sake here, and it is a demon and a hippie. They team up to do good deeds to break him of his demon curse. So very opposing personalities on a road trip together. And that one is done too. So the 3 volumes, and then I've got the big Mama Jama, the collected version. And that one actually is my COVID project. All doors were locked, you're stuck inside. What else do? You draw demons and hippies. That's what you do, so.
Or hippie demons.
Hippie demons, yeah, absolutely.
So I see a little 3D statue guy. You're going from 2D to 3D.
No, so 3D is magic to me. I have no idea how to do 3D. So I commissioned an artist to do this for me, and then. It looks like the fellow back there. Yep, it is. It's my werewolf. So I gave the artist a turnaround of my character, and then he 3D modeled it, and I got it printed off, and yeah. He comes with me to shows, so.
Are you thinking you might paint it? I mean, it's at this point it's a marble bust, which is very, very elegant.
Right.
But just curious.
Yeah, I mean, it's crossed my mind, but I don't know if I could do it justice, But we'll see. Jury's still out.
If somebody doesn't come to the show, how would they get your stuff?
So KaylinSmith.net. You can find me all through there. All my social medias and all that is through there too. So, yeah.
So how do you like these shows, Kaylin Smith?
I like these shows. So I'm from Michigan, so I feel like the Michigan shows, like yeah, it's my backyard show. So, Having Grand Rapids show in Kalamazoo is a little weird, but to each his own. But it is great. I'm having a good time. So yeah, I enjoy the Michigan shows.
So is that you?
It has a resemblance. Yeah. Yeah. It is a flip. Yeah, I know. I always do it. I'm like, I can't do that side. Like, I can't.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I really love your stuff.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, that's it for the Grand Rapids Comic-Con. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere.
When we come back, we're headed over to the Motor City Nightmares.
I hear it's quite a horror show.
What did you say?
Horror.
Here at Crystal Bright Janitorial Services, we provide a full range of cleaning and sanitizing services for our clients. Our daily and nightly services include cleaning and sanitizing, high and low dusting, vacuuming, mopping, and much more. Our specialty services include floor care, carpet cleaning, stripping and waxing, upholstery cleaning, and much more. Our emergency services include COVID-19, flood cleanup, bio cleaning, and much more. Our expertise in janitorial services is adaptable to any customer enterprise, including corporate commercial offices, medical offices, government municipalities, manufacturing, and much more. We will develop a total quality management plan detailing your specific cleaning requirements, staffing, and expectations. Contact us today to get a free assessment of your cleaning and sanitizing needs. Our #1 goal is to give you a crystal bright smile.
Hi guys, it's Brittany G here at Ideaz comic book production company, where we bring your ideas to life. Come check out our Birmingham office and see how we do here at Ideaz.
Okay guys, you're almost there, but we need to make it look more real. It needs to pop off the page and grab you. Let's make it happen.
Let's go drop in on the art team.
Our team, our clients want more realism.
No! Wait!
Well guys, hope you enjoyed checking us out. Make sure you follow us on social media. Ideaz with a Z on Instagram, YouTube, and check out our website, ableideas.com. Make sure you order your comic books, and I gotta get out of here. Bye guys!
Welcome back to Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi. We're excited to head over to the Motor City Nightmares.
Nick, you've been there before. Go ahead and tell us about it.
Well, it's a horror convention, and they do a wonderful job of getting many, many legendary figures from the horror genre to come out. And we're going to start out with one of those legendary figures, an interview with a man who needs no introduction anywhere in the civilized world, Mr. Clint Howard.
Hey, this is Mark at Motor City Nightmares. I have a special treat for you. I'm here with legendary actor Clint Howard. So when you were a kid playing in Gentle Ben and you played Baylock, did you ever think you'd be coming to cons meeting fans about your work?
Oh, no, of course not. Of course not. I had no idea. It wasn't until I was in my probably 40s that I recognized that my work as a child had a real legitimate imprint on the folks, and it's no, I don't throw my shoulder out patting myself on the back, but it's just something that I finally accepted. It is unique because there's a whole set of people, lots of people in this country and around the world that literally grew up watching me, so when they were 5, they saw me, and now they see me now. It's like people grew up with me, and now people are getting old with me, and listen, I certainly appreciate that.
And you have a new fan base now doing all these cool horror movies. What's that like?
I don't know. Listen, I like it. As an actor, work is work. And I love it when, somebody asks me for my Social Security number with the intent of gainful employment. It's what I do for a living. It's what my dad did for a living. To be able to entertain people is fun. And coming to cons and getting feedback, real, honest to God, moment to moment feedback from people. Because, when you're working on a movie or a television show, you don't get feedback. The director, everybody might go, "Oh, that was great, Clint," but you don't get the fans So you get to come to the cons now and experience what kind of imprint that our work has left on people.
We appreciate you talking to us, Clint.
Well, thank you for having me, and I appreciate being here in Detroit.
And this is Mark at Motor City Nightmares with Clint.
Hey everyone, it's Nick with Comic Experience Sci-Fi. I'm at Motor City Nightmares 2023, and I'm speaking with Tracy, who creates these dolls called Tiny Terrors. Tell us about how you got into this.
I've always been a little bit crafty, and I love horror movies, so just kind of put them together.
When did you start?
About a year ago.
How did you decide which dolls you wanted to make?
I started with the classics, and people have told me what they like, and I just kind of went off that.
What haven't you done that you want to do?
I'd like to do the 13 Ghosts and some of the old classics, like Creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein.
Okay. You were crafty, you said. How did that evolve into the creation of the Tiny Terrors?
Well, I found the little dolls, and they're just plain dolls. And then I add clay, paints, I make all the clothes, I mold the hats.
How long does it take to make one doll?
One doll, I usually do about 10 at a time, and it takes me about 2 to 3 hours.
Thanks, Nick. Those were really cute. I hate horror, but those were cute. I would buy one.
Oh, they were great. And if you want to see more of our interviews from Motor City Nightmares, check out our YouTube channel. Some of the stuff was a little too scary for TV.
Let's wrap it up with our final interview.
Thanks, guys. Joe Johnson here with the great Stephen Jeffries. How are you, Stephen? Great to see you.
Thank you. Everything's coming up roses.
Talk about the environment here today, meeting the people who enjoy your work.
Yeah, I mean, these conventions are always just like one big love fest.
Fright Night was one of the great movies to come out of '80s, just a great era for movies. What are your memories working with that amazing cast on that movie?
Yeah, everyone in it was perfectly cast, and we were all very excited about it. You know, and we all wanted to make sure that it turned out good, and it was a blast making it.
Roddy McDowell, a legend at the time. What was it like working with Roddy?
I mean, I was overwhelmed. He's the real deal, you know, and he's like Hollywood royalty, you know, and really sweet, wonderful person, a very nice man.
You know, you had some great moments, great lines in the movie. I say you stole the movie. What are some of the lines that people come up to you and go, say the line?
I would put "You're So Cool, Brewster" at the top. The writing, you know, Tom Holland wrote a great script, so, you know, the entire script was great. You know, oh, his dinner's in the oven. That's right. How could I forget that?
So what are your memories of seeing the movie for the first time with those amazing practical effects? What was your reaction sitting in the theater watching?
Yeah, it was just magical because you don't know what goes on after the film wraps. So you see all of the wonderful work that people put into making it as good as it was. So it was wonderful.
Now, you told me earlier those contacts weren't the most comfortable.
No, they were brutal. They were painful. But you know, it was worth it. The end result made it well worth the pain.
35 years later, almost 40 years later, we're still talking about Fright Night. What does that mean to you?
You never know when you make a movie, you know, how it's gonna end up. But you know, the fact that I'm here talking to you after all this time is pretty amazing. Never would have thought.
Pleasure meeting you. Thanks for your time.
Thank
you. Joe Johnson here for Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi from Motor City Nightmares.
That does it for our New Year's Eve episode of Comics, Beer, and Sci-Fi.
Tune in next week for our Season 5 finale.
We will be going down to Ohio to cover a couple shows for you guys.
Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year, dear geeks. Happy New Year to you.